complete, and we are live, but not recording. Very nice. This is going to be a little bit too loud, so let's turn that bad boy down, turn this up, and that should be good. All right, and then I just have to do a few other things, and we will be all set. Boop doop 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 doop. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. I think I have the wrong game. Wrong game, no game. Let's go ahead and put the right game. I'm going to give you a warning. I am really tired. I spent the day using a literal hoe tilling part of my lawn for my parents. Very exciting. And you may be wondering why I'm streaming at 11:21 Eastern time. The reason is that I don't get another opportunity to stream for a while because I'm moving to Texas on the 12th, which means tomorrow is gotta get everything all set day. So we're gonna see what we can get done today, and hopefully we have a bit of fun. And then, well, we have actually 7 videos queued. I want to get that up to 14. I have a lot of recorded footage. I'm gonna do a lot of editing tomorrow, but I will just leak. Look at this. We got some good stuff scheduled. We have a new Minecraft series, unintrium, living cells in the powder toy, super nukes, and more Minecraft. There's also another Worldbox series coming. How exciting! I know, this is all scheduled for the next week, so you know what's coming. Alright, let's get the game open, let's do some crazy stuff, and let's just have to... Oh wait, why would we use this when we can use my modded version of the powder toy? Let's use the Spike Viper approved version, because that's what the cool kids use. Alright, here's my powder toy. Fantastic, which means we get access to a lot of stuff. For example, my meat, alveoli, blood, unintrium, molten unintrium. You guys haven't even seen this yet because it's in videos that haven't gone up yet. Lots of stuff we can do. So I guess I'm gonna have to have... It's not up yet, Bomber. I want to get it a little bit more high quality before I put it up, like, to download. So, I guess we're gonna have to ask the question, what do we want to do today? And, actually, I had an idea. I have an idea. Is it the PDB version? What's the PDB version? I don't know what the PDB version is. It's just the normal powder toy that I modded. It wasn't like any special version of the powder toy that I modded. Alright, so I guess I'll give you guys a slight rundown of unintrium because you haven't seen it. So unintrium is special in that it's the most radioactive element in the game because of me. So if we put it, as you can see, it's a little bit challenging to contain. It can do a little bit of damage if you're not careful, but let's go ahead and get it somewhat contained so that you can really see what it does. So first, let's do a vacuum, and then let's get it very, very cold. And then I think I can get it stable enough to let you actually look at it for more than 2 seconds. So one moment. Let's go ahead and get some frizz powder. Alright, cool this bad boy down. Alright, let's try putting 1 pixel of unintrium down. Alright, yeah, it's fighting to raise its temperature, and it is actually managing to raise its temperature. But we have one pixel stable, so let's just put down a little pile. This is really fighting now. Notice how this massive ring can barely handle this tiny bit. Now, if we increase the pressure at all, it'll start turning into neutrons extremely quickly, and then we won't be able to do anything with it. And if we add more, I mean, it's almost above negative now, so you can probably tell. And then, as you can see, if we added any more, it's going to become very, very unhappy, and it's going to start breaking things, because it's an unintrium. It gets hot, and then it just melts through everything in its path. That is its purpose. It breaks things. It's not very nice. And if we added any pressure, it would be far more brutal. All right. Actually, it looks like being inside a freeze powder may actually be keeping it from going over titanium's melting limit. But if I just added a little bit more, it's game over once again. Peace out. Oh, because of the negative pressure, it's created like it's sucking it in. That's kind of funny. I didn't expect that to happen. Interesting. But it's certainly breached containment. It's cooling down though because it's pulling all the freeze powder through. Very interesting. Did not expect that. It's alright. Let's just help it out. Let's help it out. So if you just put our beautiful unintrium into space, it'll actually get so hot that it'll turn into plasma because it has nothing to put its heat energy into. It needs to be given something to put its heat energy into. Now, in previous videos that I've recorded but haven't been uploaded yet, I have... first off, Bomber, do you mean the newest one? Because I do have, like, platinum and stuff, which isn't in the main game yet. So if that's what you mean, yes, I have the version that's magical. But let's go ahead and get the idea out here. Hello and welcome everyone to the Powder Toy. In the past, I have shown off unintrium, which is the stupidly unstable radioactive element that is almost impossible to handle. Today we're going to try to use it to make a nuclear reactor, because I enjoy pain. Yeah, that's right. We're going to get something literally designed to be as unstable as physically possible. And we are going to make it into a power generation system, because I have nothing better to do with my life. So, let's go ahead and start. Yes, we do have a flesh element, but we're not going to talk about that right now. Not going to talk about the flesh element, alright? That's for you guys to see when the video actually comes out. Right now we're making an unintrium reactor. So what are we going to do? We're going to make a really small one to start, alright? So here's the plan. We make a very... So there's a few things we have to do. First off, it needs to be negative pressure so that the thing has no chance of going nuclear explosion. Nuclear fizzling bad, and it looks like we're actually leaking pressure from this, so we're gonna make this even thicker. How about now? We're still leaking pressure? What? Why? Why is this happening to me? Really? It's leaking out of there? Okay, great. No, we'll just make the entire thing negative pressure. That's fine. We'll just do this, and then we'll just do this, then we'll do this, and then we'll just make the entire thing in a vacuum. I don't think we'll lose the negative pressure from this. I think that's fine. Yeah, okay, good enough. So we have negative pressure. That's important to prevent it from overheating, or not overheating, but from fizzling. All right. And then all we have to do is we have to get our freeze powder to try to keep it from getting too hot. And then we're going to go ahead and get unintrium and put it in. And you'll notice the frizz powder can't really handle it, but we're gonna have to get it balanced to the point where the titanium doesn't melt. Okay, this is too much. Too much. Is that better? All right. So that is at 12, 1300, 14. Okay, no, less. That's at 1,000 degrees. How about that? 800-ish, 600-ish. 5. Okay, that seems kind of stable to me. Now you'll notice the freeze powder is actually at hundreds of degrees, which is not very normal. Not normal at all, because it's supposed to be cold. But now all we have to do is use this to power an actual reactor. And for redundancy's sake, we will just put 2 of these down. Or maybe even 3. There we go. So we got 3 of these really cells that I've put down. Made the slight mistake of not actually attaching these ones. Whoopsies. So these are unintrium cells, which are getting this top bar of metal to 310 degrees, which is pretty damn good. And now what I'm going to do is actually build a system that will turn this into power. So let's go ahead and get our clone friend here. Actually, this should be insulated. So let's go ahead and get some insulation here. Actually, not only is it going to be insulated, but it should really be a different material. Something that doesn't hold heat as easily. We'll use quartz for this ramp. Alright, and then we're going to get water, which is usually important when you're building power plants. It's just a convenient medium to transfer energy. Now, we are going to build a little bit of a chamber of secrets. No, I'm joking. We're going to build a little bit of a chamber here, like so. Very good. Very good. And I'm going to try to just make this look somewhat good. All right. Great. We got a triangle. I'm going to cut the top of the triangle off, and then I'm going to get really fancy. Or I'm going to try to get really fancy and fail horribly, is what I should have said. There we go. There's one end. And then all we have to do is remember the controls, flip it, and put it down. Okay, actually, I will just go ahead and do this the semi-hard way. Just like that. Fantastic. Close the end of it. It's a little bit thicker than the rest, but I think I can just manually fix that. I don't know if that's really obvious or not, but oh shoot. Okay, that's an issue. It is backfeeding a little bit. I'm gonna have to do a little bit of work. To fix this one. That's gonna get too hot, so we're going to just use insulation here and just kind of pull this up, and then we're gonna use quartz like before and kind of go like that. That should be better. Okay, that's not awful. We actually have unintrium creating a hella lot of steam. And it's a pretty simple process by which we are doing this as well. We can make this a little bit more effective by putting some fans here that blow in the right direction, just to get it to go in and not fly out that way. And that is basically the idea. Unintrium is so unstable that it's kind of perfect for this. Just because you don't really have to do much. You need a tiny bit of it, just in a blob, and it will just always be very, very hot. So you don't really have to worry too much. Your biggest worry is obviously it getting too hot. But this generator is very effective. Possibly even too effective. Effective to the point of disbelief. Alright, and then all we have to do is grab our titanium and detector, and we can make clean, limitless electricity. They said it couldn't be done. We only had to use a literal, like, insanely effective weapon to do it. So there are a few issues with this design that we will talk about momentarily, but first let me make this entire thing a little bit more attractive. Go ahead and put some walls down. Okay, that wall went a little bit higher than I wanted. Let's just dig it down to there. And let's go ahead and have some fun, shall we? I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get insulation, and I'm going to insulate the hell out of this. I'm going to do it by hand, so it's probably not going to look the best. So if you get, like, triggered by things that aren't perfect, close your eyes. It's not going to be awful. It's just not going to be perfect. I'm just going to coat the outer shell of these bad boys. Oh, that may be an issue now that I think of it, because I think ambient heat is allowing these to let their heat out of their sides. I forgot ambient heat is on. This may actually be bad. We'll see what happens. You know, if it melts down, it melts down. I'm sure that is the attitude the best nuclear scientists have. If it melts down, it melts down. Not my problem. Okay, we'll just put some rock down because I have access to that element. Rock. Rock. Fantastic. Very nice. And then we'll go ahead and get the classic goo. Classic goo. And then we'll just go ahead and get plant. And would you look at that? It's now actually on, like, a plot of land. Hella thick reactor. The water is actually going to help the plants grow. That's so exciting. And we could... Oh! I don't know how that electric jumped. Oh, it went through the water. Interesting. Didn't even consider that as a possibility. It would appear that this is staying stable even while insulated, which is fantastic. Very good news. I was a little bit concerned. This is kind of freaking out, so let's undo it and redo it. Destroying local rivers since 1972. So this unintrium is... Oh, it is actually getting a little bit spicy. Probably because I just reduced the amount of water going through the reactor. So this is one of the problems. Unintrium is just very, we'll say stubborn. It's like me. If you don't treat it well, it will let you know and very quickly give you a bad day. But something like this is pretty stable. Like, not a ton can go wrong as long as you're attentive. I'm sure you could automate this in a way as well. It's just these tiny little pellets of super dangerous unintrium. Now, this is nice and all, but it also looks terrible. This is like a large-scale, awful design that looks pretty bad, and honestly, it would not take much to ruin it. The thing about unintrium is it's super radioactive, so using large amounts of it like this and then cooling it down is just a major efficiency waste. Well, why? Why cool it down? Why not just put less? We're gonna make a micro-reactor. I think that a micro-reactor would be something that unintrium can just do extremely well. So I guess what we will do is just see what happens if we just slightly reduce the amount of coolant and see how it handles it. If we reduce the coolant of each by like 20% or so. Oh, I accidentally made a mistake there and made it leak. Here we go. Coolant reduction by about 20%, maybe a little bit more than 20%, and we'll see what happens. Will it be able to handle it? Will unintrium treat us well? This one is starting to glow. This one is not happy with the changes, but it's still stable for the most part. As I said, any failure in coolant is going to lead to big problems. This isn't like plutonium where you have like a nice little period of time where you can get the coolant under control. Once unintrium heats up, it actually is exponential, so it exponentially gets hotter. So once it's hot, it becomes much harder to cool it down, and then it just gets to the point where right now it would be extremely challenging to reverse what is happening here. It's already at about 2000 degrees, which means things are about to get very bad very fast. But we'll see that in a moment. So the unintrium has actually breached containment, and it's fallen into the freeze powder. The freeze powder is now over 1500 degrees, which it's freeze powder, so that's a little bit concerning. And I believe that that's going to cause these ones to have a bit of trouble as well. But just for fun, let's remove a little bit more of the coolant from the system. Alright, so this one is actually melting down now. As you can see, the titanium at the bottom of this reaction chamber. Oh, and now the pressure is actually increasing. It looks like it turned itself into plasma and kind of died, though, because the pressure went up. It actually fizzled out. So this tank is now just kind of dead. We'll drain it completely. Good. We lost a reactor. The second reactor has hit meltdown stage. It's about to break through, and the pressure is increasing rather quickly. Very nice. Very nice indeed. Just put some in here. What could possibly go wrong? Turns into plasma immediately. That's what can go wrong. And it's going to burn away the insulation layer now. And that doesn't matter too much because it became plasma, so not much of a problem. But as you can see, it can get pretty concerning pretty quickly. Meltdowns are hard to deal with. Unintrium is just naturally challenging to handle. Look at it go. It's just happily... Oh, this one's about to go big boom as well. Here it goes. Here it goes. It's getting a little bit excited. And it plasmified a little bit. Oh. And it's burning away. Burning away. Freeze powder's a little bit cheaty because it just magically cools things. So being able to handle it is a lot easier when you're using freeze powder. But trust me, unintrium is a lot more dangerous than this if you're not using magical means to cool it down. Just a small amount of it can do an insane amount of damage in a very short amount of time. Which you will see in my other videos, actually, which go into the weaponization of it. But let's go ahead and make a micro-reactor. Because that's something that I've wanted to do for other things, but now that I have my own element, I feel like it's a lot more fun. So let's go ahead and open this up, and we have, we're going to have to go real big pixels here so that I can really see what I'm doing. Let's grab titanium and make a 3x3 box and just put a single piece of unintrium in it and just see what kind of temperature we hit. So very quickly we hit 300 and it should actually be accelerating. Although with ambient heat on, it may actually be venting enough heat Interesting. Very interesting. A 3x3 cell may actually be enough for us to begin designing, like, I'm telling you, a legitimate micro-reactor. Like, this is insanely tiny, but notice how hot it's getting. So we could actually get something this tiny, and then all we have to do is get an efficient heat transfer. We'll just use, like, gold. Gold melts kind of easily, so maybe that was a poor choice. Is it just going to immediately melt when I hit play? No. No, it doesn't. It carries the heat very well, though. So this 3x2 grid of 3x3 with unintrium in the middle is now existent. We'll go ahead and put that entire thing in a titanium housing. And then let's go ahead and just very gently put it inside of, like, a bowl, I guess. I'll put it inside of, like, this circle. I need to do a little bit more work. Okay, there we go. This is very challenging to do with it so tiny. Okay. And then we're gonna put this inside. Is that centered? Is that centered? I don't think there's a real... Okay, that's definitely not centered. Three on each side. That... I think that's centered. All right, fantastic. Great. We will go ahead, put a layer to conduct out from there, and then on top of this, I'm going to put a platform. And on this platform, we're just going to put a stream of water. I'm literally just going to put a bit of clone here with the water on it. And we'll see if it can stay stable. This is going to very quickly heat up along with our beautiful reactors in the center here. These are legitimately tiny, tiny reactors. It's kind of beautiful, but it's not hot enough. It would appear that this is not enough to actually get us up to heat. But that's fine. I've got a solution to that. It's pretty simple. It's called just make more. We'll go ahead and do a 3x3 grid. What could possibly go wrong? What could possibly go wrong? There we go. We have a 3x3 grid now of these 1 pixel reactor cores. This should get the temperature up a bit high. Yeah, now the temperature is rising rather quickly. And it is at boiling. That's it. That could actually be compressed down quite a bit further. So we have created an actual reactor chamber out of these very, very, very tiny cores. And it's pretty meltdown proof, because if you think of it, it's super simple. There aren't really any moving parts for cooling. And it's so tiny, we have a single pixel there, so they can't really get close to each other very easily. The only thing that would be nerve-wracking is if the temperature wasn't stable, and right now it actually is stable at about 200. If we go to the heat display, you can see the ambient heat is coming out a bit, but no, that is an actual functioning micro-reactor, which we did it. Good job, friends. We built a micro-reactor. Now all we have to do is make it look a little bit better. Let's go ahead and remove the water for a second. That's going to make it heat up a little bit more than we want, so we got to go kind of fast. We will go ahead and do magic. Watch and learn. I actually made a mistake, so let's do that again. There we go. And then we're going to do the same thing on this side. I think those are the same height. If I didn't screw it up. Nope, that is. Okay, great. We close this end. And then we have water come in through this end. And that should do it. I'll just go ahead and build a pipe that goes up here, like so, and some sort of tank that holds water will be over here. All right, go ahead and get our clone tool. Put our water generation on the top. That is powered clone. That's not what we want. We want this one. Fantastic. We could automate it and give it some controls in the future if we wanted to, but here we go. There we are. The very, very efficient, very beautiful micro-reactor. Is it perfect? No, I actually made some major oversights, like not stop-gapping this with some insulation, but I can fix that at this exact moment, so that's not a major issue. Insulation, insulation. There we go. So now the heat isn't going to travel. Well, I mean, it'll still travel through the water, but that's a little bit less intense. We could throw some detectors on there, but we can pretty clearly see that this is efficiently functioning. Yeah, it's pretty clear that this works. In fact, I would argue that this could be simplified further and made even better. All right, let's go ahead and do that. This is a mini reactor, so this was kind of overkill. Let's miniaturize this. Let's just make the water tank a tall boy, which will be right here, like so. We'll give it a little... How am I going to do this? I guess I'll just plug it directly in like this. Put a hole there for the water to go through. Put the clone at the top of here. Water. Huzzah. Would you look at that? Do a little bit of stylistic choice here. Okay, wait, no, I made a mistake. What did I do? What did I do? Okay, so that should have a pixel there. And there. Got it. All right. And there? This goes 2, that goes 3. Okay, yes. Pixel there as well. Fantastic. So now with our water tower just very, very close by, only issue being that we are getting ambient heat, which is getting into it. So one moment, let's go ahead and grab some insulation and just insulate this bad boy. Throw some insulative layer on there. Is that helping? Not a ton. I think having a fan to accelerate this here a little bit would be a good addition. Come on. Oh, come on, I'm your biggest fan. I really need you to just do your job. No. It does not want to do its job. Did I make all of this out of insulation? Oh, shoot, I did. The entire damn thing is made out of insulation. Oh, interesting. I didn't even realize that. Whoops. Whoopsies. Okay, let's go ahead and make this a bigger tube. I think that will... Oh, there we go. That's far better. Okay. That kind of fixed the problem. Great. That's very good. Alright, so yeah, that is much better. Okay, far healthier reactor now. Great. Only issue being that this is literally made out of insulation, which it should not entirely be made out of insulation. I'm going to switch the inner layer for it to brick. Like, it's okay if the outside is insulated, but the entire thing should not be insulation, because insulation can burn, and that means if this burned off, that the entire thing would just kind of leak. And leaking would mean that it doesn't get to the reactor, and the coolant not getting to the reactor means that it would explode, and that would be bad. But now that we have miniaturized it to the point where it can be this tiny, now we can have some fun, because I can copy this entire assembly, and I can chain them. Like, I can legitimately chain 2 of these together, like so. Without any real regard for the danger involved. And bam! I don't know why that's cold. Why is that cold? Why is it at the -degree mark? Excuse me? Okay, there it goes. Now we have chained 2 of these together, and we have 2 reactors working together. Brilliant. Nobody could ever see this going wrong. Now with our double reactor power, I mean, nobody can stop us. I mean, the amount of heat energy that's being produced, it's basically free, unlimited, clean power from a tiny, tiny, tiny enclosure. Like, the footprint of this is extremely small. The biggest thing is the water tower, which honestly can be shrunk quite a bit, but I like it being a little bit taller. It looks kind of neat. So, with that said and done, the question becomes, what could make this go horribly wrong? Like, we have this, so let's go ahead and do some simulations, because we like simulations on this channel. Let's go ahead and put some powdered quartz into the system, which will actually grow in water. And let's see what happens. I'm actually kind of curious if this does anything bad. Does it need salt to grow too, or electricity? I don't remember. Maybe it was electricity. Okay, 1 second. Let me try to figure this out somewhere else. Let me just throw some water into a box, throw some quartz into it, powdered quartz, and see how to make it grow. Did it have to be salt water? Okay, it's gotta be the electric thing, right? Is it growing? Yeah, it's growing. Is it the electricity or is it the salt water? Huh, I'm not sure. Oh well, we'll use something else. Let's use yeast. Yeast will grow in warm water 100%. Holy guacamole! Holy guacamole, yeast caused an issue. Wow. Okay, so now that yeast has utterly clogged the entire system, let's see if there's any repercussions for this, or if it's able to handle it. I mean, that is a mess. That is an absolute mess. I cannot believe it did that much. Wow. A tiny bit of yeast going into the system has caused an absolute catastrophe. The steam, the pressure is building up. The steam has nowhere to go. The yeast is dying and being turned into dust, though. It may actually unclog itself, but it might not. And this reactor, at least, is getting pretty damn warm. This one's a bit cooler, but this one's at over 300 degrees now. I don't know when the dust spontaneously combusts, but it will happen. 305, 309. Wow, this is almost impressive. Okay, so I think the best strategy would actually be to just burn off. If I were in charge of this, I'd say burn off the yeast. I mean, sure, it'll heat it up a little bit, but getting the water flowing again is more important. Come on. Come on. And can we get the system running again? This is at 350. The gold's starting to look a little bit orange, I won't lie. And the brick in the water area is actually looking pretty damn bad as well. But it looks like we actually did manage to get the thing running again. So, will that... Yes, it has dropped the temperature a tad. Although, it appears to be still having an issue. Like a large one. What is going on? We unclogged it. Why is it still mad? Interesting. This is still a problem. We're gonna have to... Ooh! Okay, that worked. That certainly worked. Oh! Yikes! It burned the insulation off. Oh, I didn't even consider the fact that the gaps in the outside of that tank was made of insulation. I forgot about that. Huh. It's still working, magically. Even with a big ol' hole in the side of it. Even with a big ol' hole in the side of it, it's still functioning. Best nuclear reactor ever, guys. I am a professional. No, it's actually still heating up. I think, remember before how I said that it gets hotter exponentially? Yeah, I think it may actually be at that point where even if we got it back online... No, it's cooling down a little bit. It's cooling down a little bit. Alright. Let's just burn the rest of this yeast off, because it is an absolute mess. Jeez! Who would have thought yeast would be so violent? So, I think the mini reactor is a resounding... Oh! Oh, it's going up again. Now it's going down. I think the mini reactor was an absolute success. It's pretty damn stable, and it's pretty damn good looking. So I want to go ahead and see what happens if I put some unintrium into an actual nuclear reactor that's not designed for it. Because I think that might be a little bit of fun. Alright? You guys agree? But we're going to do that next time if you're watching the video. So stay tuned for the next video. Peace out. Alright, don't worry, the stream is not ending. It's just the video ended. Just the video. Calm down. It's okay. Hello and welcome back, everyone, to the Powder Toy. And as promised, we're going to be adding unintrium to reactors that are not designed to use unintrium, including my favorite reactor right here, which it takes a little bit of effort to start, but I think I remember how to do it. You have to turn on the cooling tower, you have to turn on the turbine valve, the water coolant, and then the neutron beam, and then you have to spark a core, and it should actually just start functioning now. It'll take a little bit for it to start generating power, so we'll just let it do that. Oh, and we have to do this, right here. Elements dot property. What is that? An 8? 182? 182. High temperature. 9999. There we go. Now we're all set. So this reactor is pretty damn fancy. It is nicer than anything I could make. I will admit it. I'm not very talented at building. I am talented at programming, but not anything that's very creative or artsy. And this thing is really awesome. It even records the power output on a graph. Like, it is insanely fancy. I think I have to open this. Oh, thank you, Gloria, for the $10. Highly appreciate it. You are funding my move to Texas in 2 days. Now I'll be able to eat. That's pretty based. Eating is based. So, no, this is correct, because this is going to go through the turbine. That's exactly what we want. We just need it to get started. Just need it to get started. And believe it or not, this thing can actually automatically put control rods in when it's necessary. Like, this thing is fully automated. It's insanity. Whoever designed this is just an absolute genius. It's really good. Here it goes. We're starting to get steam. The pressure is starting to go up, which means it's going to begin generating power soon. Here it goes. Whoosh. I love this creation. It's brilliant. It's so high quality. It's not really steam that's hitting it right now. It's water, which is a little bit unwanted, but you know, whatever spins your turbine. The pressure is going up though, and because of that, I think we're going to actually get some power output soon. Keyword being soon. I know it's a little bit slow to get started, but you guys can be patient. I believe in you. Here it goes. Just look at that reactor core. It's so hot. Like, actually, like, temperature hot. And, my god. If I could design things like this, I'd have 1 billion subscribers. Like, but I can't. So. So it's sad. Alright, I think we're going to start getting power output soon, which is pretty exciting. Look, it even collects the water at the bottom if it's water going through it. Like, the design is insane. Just good design. I can actually help out a little bit just by manually heating this, making it into steam. Yay! Spike Viper uses god powers to fix the nuclear reactor. Oh look, it's getting very hot, so the control rods are automatically inserting to keep it from melting down. Once again, this creation is just insane. You can't actually force the control rods up, causing a nuclear meltdown, but we're trying to use unintrium to create a nuclear meltdown, so yeah. So we have multiple of these running now. Here it goes. It's beginning. There we go. They're all green. They're almost all green. Almost all green. Almost all green. I don't really remember what these... I'm not 100% sure how this works, actually. Should I have the turbine valve off? I feel like I've messed something up. Because it should be outputting by now, shouldn't it? Let me flip that to see if I made a mistake. No, the turbine temperature is going up. Maybe it just needs to go up a tiny bit more. I mean, the pressure is pretty damn high. Okay, let me just flip this and see what happens. No, because that'll make it go not through the turbine. Which is... No, we want that on. I'm 100% sure we want that on. I think I just have to be more patient. Crazy, I know. Patient Spike. No, opening the boiler lid is bad. That is something we don't want to do. That'll just open this right here and it'll shoot all the steam out. Nope, I think we just have to continue being patient, as challenging as that is. I should have read the damn instructions. But I've done this one before, so I'm kind of confident. This should be flashing, though, at this point, shouldn't it? I mean, the turbine temperature is still going up. 265, 266, 268, and it's actually going up. Oh, the steam thing is flashing. I feel like that's a bad thing. I feel like that should not be flashing. It should be actually doing something, but instead the pressure is just rising infinitely. Did I forget something? Have I made a mistake? Like, help? I feel like I've done something wrong. No, that turns off the core, which we don't want. We want the core to be on. We want the neutron beam to be on. We want the water coolant to be on. We want the turbine valve to have the stuff going through the turbine. We want the cooling tower to be on. Like, the water is in the cooling tower. The steam is actually reaching. Maybe I just have to continue being patient. This is getting very... I feel like something is very wrong. I've forgotten something. Okay, one moment. Let me open my second powder toy because I don't want to have to redo that process again. And let me read the instruction manual. Instruction manuals on nuclear reactors are kind of important. Where's the one I'm using? Where is it? There it is. Okay. Neutron beam, water core activates. Okay, turbine valve, neutron beam, water coolant and cooling tower, and core. Turbine valve, neutron. Okay. Cooling tower, water coolant, turbine valve. That's exactly what I did. I'm really confused. I swear that's the exact thing I did. Shut up, Jacob. Nobody likes your sarcasm. I don't think venting steam is a good idea because we're just gonna lose all of our progress. Like, maybe the pressure has to be even higher. Why isn't this running? I don't understand. I'm gonna restart the cooling tower. Who needs cool? Oh. That would appear to have at least gotten something coming out of the cooling tower. I am so concerned right now. So concerned. There's still a steam warning. I guess I'm gonna vent the steam because there's a steam warning. But like, I don't get it. I don't get why it's not going through the turbine. I'm actually kind of confused. I feel like I broke... Oh, I'm a dumbass. I figured it out. I figured it out. I figured it out. I figured out why it's broken. I manually heated the steam. And when I manually heated the steam, I also heated the Wi-Fi, which changed its channel. Changing the Wi-Fi channel means that it never had a chance. My impatience killed it. Oh! Alright, I guess we're just gonna restart that video then because I've made a horrible mistake. Hello and welcome everyone back to the powder toy. We're going to be using unintrium in already designed nuclear reactors to see what the effects are of putting a way more radioactive material than it was originally designed for into it. I'm sure it'll be fine. This is totally the first try. I didn't get impatient and completely break the reactor. I would never do that. That would be really cringe. And I'm not cringe. Tycho is cringe. Right, Tycho? See, he's not even here. That's how cringe he is. Tycho doesn't even watch the exciting streams where I break everything. Jacob is here, but Tycho isn't. That means Jacob is cooler than Tycho. Crazy. Alright. So, the good news is that it's going to work now. The bad news is that I'm dumb. This time I'm going to heat the correct thing, rather than doing it near the sensitive electronic equipment that are based off of heat channels, I'm going to just heat these steam spots instead to just turn it into steam faster. This is an effective way to solve my problem of being super impatient and stupid. Yeah, I'm not... Those aren't... Okay, it's gonna be fine. See, you watch this. It's gonna work fine now, right? Please, please work. If everyone just wants to see this damn thing working, and if it doesn't work, I may lose my career. Please? That's gotta be what went wrong. Like, I can't think of any other reason that it would have broken like it did. Okay. Okay, the pressure's getting up because I cheated and I just manually did it. I'm gonna be careful only to touch the water and not the Wi-Fi or anything. Alright? Just the water. Just the steam. Very careful. Alright, we have pressure coming through, and it is steam that's coming through. Not water, so it should start working now. It should start working. If it doesn't start working, I'm just going to be highly, highly concerned. The pressure is high. The reactor is working as intended. Just to double check, the instructions said turbine valve, right? I'm 99% sure it said turbine valve, but it was that, right? These are not buttons. These are just warnings. You can't actually press the steamer turbine. No, this has to be correct. Come on. Come on. Come on. Start working, baby. Oh, here we go. Okay, so we're getting steam. Steam going through the thing. And hopefully, momentarily, we are going to have success. Oh, shoot. I did not mean to do that. Oh, Spike Viper makes yet another mistake. I'm just going to turn this all into steam, just in case it's looking for steam on this end. Because I'm still not 100% sure how this thing works. As you can probably tell by the fact that I'm failing to operate it. I can only pray. Alright, come on. Please. Please start working. My audience really wants to see you working, and I followed the instructions this time, and I only cheated a little bit. Like, only a little bit. Please. Pretty please. That steam warning is gonna go off, and it's gonna be rough. Nah, Deco as it doesn't make any difference on this map. Shoot. Maybe I'm just dumb. Like, maybe the answer is just that I'm dumb. Like, I could have sworn I followed the instructions to the dot this time. Boom. I've gotten this working before. Core. Okay, turbine valve. We hit that. Neutron beam. We hit that. Water coolant. We hit that. Cooling tower. We hit that. Core. Okay, so we definitely hit all of those. So I think I just have to wait longer. So, how are you guys doing? Doing good, I hope. Are you guys having a good time? I'm having a fantastic time myself. I'm a professional nuclear plant operator who... Yes! It's doing a thing! It's doing a thing. It's doing a thing. It's doing a thing. Oh my god, it did a thing. Okay, okay, yes. It's starting. Here it goes. We're getting power output on the graph. We're getting power output on the graph, folks. As you can see, there are 2 pixels that have went down. The turbine is actually spinning. Okay. Okay, the turbine is spinning. We're actually generating electricity. Here we go. Okay. Alright. The pressure is going up. The amount of power we're generating is 4 pixels. That's not very much, but that'll go up. That'll go up. Alright, keep going. Keep going, buddy. I believe in you. Here we go. It's speeding up. It's speeding up. Here we go. The turbine is increasing in speed. And look at that. Our power generation went up by 1 pixel. Come on. Oh, it is definitely accelerating. This is good. This is good. All right. I'm very happy about this. It has not been an absolute waste of time. We actually have had success. And it looks like the power generation is not just going up, it's accelerating quite quickly. There we go. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Look at it go. Okay, we're actually getting substantially higher generation of power now. Things are spinning up and things are looking good. Oh, let me tell you, as a nuclear plant operator, it always feels good when things are actually working, because otherwise I'll be fired, and I actually get paid pretty horribly for this, so I don't even know why I'm sticking. Oh, wow! Okay, it is certainly speeding. Oh, the turbine is getting quite warm. Look at it go. Look at it go. Holy moly, we're about to peak in power generation. Is this safe? Is this, oh, holy guacamole. Are we going a little bit overboard here? Okay. I'm sure the grid can handle this. I'm sure that the nuclear power plant has been designed to, it's currently running in automatic mode, so I'm going to just trust it. Trust it. Oh my god. Okay, is that going to go off of the charts? I'm a little bit concerned about, oh. Okay. Nobody is allowed to say Chernobyl in chat, because this is clearly not Chernobyl. Everything's going to be fine. It looks like, come on, it's going to put the control rods in. It'll definitely put the control rods in. But we're just making lots of beautiful, clean energy. Beautiful, clean energy. Okay, see, it's calming down. It's calming. See, it calmed down. Fantastic. I was a little bit nervous, but there was no reason to be nervous because the automated systems know what they're doing, unlike me. Alright, so it would appear it's going to slow down a little bit, maybe? Oh, okay, so it's stable. We have a stable generation of power now. We have successfully gotten it up to speed. So now the question is, how can we make this better? Because we were actually making, we were actually making a lot more power at one point. Right here, this is like a full 25% more electricity being generated. So if we can hold it at that level of generation carefully, then it'll be brilliant, right? Because if we do that, we get 25% more money. And sure, there may be some safety issues with keeping it 2 pixels away from melting down, but if you really think of it, at the end of the day, I like money, so we're gonna try. And if I were to raise the control rods, someone would know, so rather than raising the control rods, we're going to put some of our home-brewed unintrium into the system. Unintrium will be the perfect material to get us cash money. Thank you, Jacob Fawcett, for the $5. We all remember the great NerdCraft. NerdCraft's going to come back at some time, believe me. At some point. Alright, so let's go ahead and start by putting a single piece of unintrium in. I mean, a single piece of unintrium could not do that much damage. Let's go ahead and get our single piece of unintrium. We'll place it in the center, and it's falling to the bottom. Alright, our single piece of unintrium has been introduced, and we will see what happens. Wait a second, oh, that's just a proton. Okay, I mean a neutron. Alright. I think it just immediately became a neutron. The pressure is too high inside of this chamber. Okay, we're gonna need to put a little bit more for it to actually have any effect. Oh, geez. So that may be a slight issue. The unintrium is immediately converted. Just because of the high pressure environment. Maybe if I just add like a steady stream of unintrium. Alright, how about we put a clone in here that clones unintrium? We'll just turn this control rod into unintrium. It's gonna be fine. Here we go. Fantastic. There we go. Now we got a steady supply of it going in. And what that should do is it should keep our money generation high, I think. I'm not a professional. I'm not a professional, but I am running a nuclear plant, so I should be a professional. We'll put a second one in as well. How about that? Big money, big fun. There we go. We have added unintrium to the reactor chamber, and we'll see how this turns out. So, first off, our power generation is going up. Fantastic. It's not just oh, we did it. Look at that. By adding a little bit of unintrium to the mix, we have brought ourselves back to the prior peak in power generation. We have done it. We have created a lot of electricity, and we're going to be rich. It's going to be fantastic. All right. And let's see how we do when the... Oh, it went down. Shoot. Okay, that's fine. I'm a professional. All we have to do is add a little bit more unintrium, and it'll basically print more money. There we go. So a little bit more, just to get the heat up a tiny bit so that we can make a little bit more money. All right. Are we going to get a reaction out of it? Yes. 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 Fantastic. Looks very good from my perspective. Once again, we have managed to hit that beautiful, beautiful 2 pixels away from our maximum power output. We are legitimately pushing this to its limits, just like a Vooperian would. Come on, hit it again. No, it didn't. Okay, that's fine. All we have to do is really just, Alright, we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna copy it. Oh, shoot. We're gonna copy this over to this side. Same idea. Unintrium, go burr. It falls so quickly, it can't really do too much damage, and it decays so quickly, it can't really do too much damage. Honestly, it is kind of perfect for this job. Absolutely perfect. I think that we should put it in all the control rods because it just is highly effective. Look at that. We once again push it to its peak power generations. I think that we may be able to get it to the very top. Very top. Potentially. Look at the pressure getting over 10. Whoa. Oh, we didn't quite push it hard enough, I guess. Let's go do a thing where I can actually see. Here's the nothing display. And you know what? Let's add a few more. There we go. My unintrium is going to save this country so much money. It's fantastic. Nobody ever could have expected it. Oh god, blob display. Blob display is so interesting. I mean, look at the power generation. Alright, so I think if I pull the control rods up a tiny bit, just a tiny bit, we may be able to hit that maximum power generation along with the unintrium. I think, unless it's able to do it here. Oh, come on, come on, come on. Oh, no, we're just not able to hit that. It's just a little bit too far away. So let's just raise the control rods by 1 bit, right? All right. All right, let's see what happens. Okay, and we are up to... no, we're still limited. I can't seem to get past that barrier. I'm having trouble. All right, that's it. I'm going to make some changes. I'm going to put the unintrium at the bottom. I'm going to start putting some at the bottom because that'll help it a little bit with the whole decay rate issue. Let's go ahead, open this up, and put a little bit more in. Oh, shoot. Clone. Clone, clone, clone. There we go. Alright, so, given our new supply of unintrium, let's see how this does. It should be more effective than polonium at generating heat. It should be. The issue is that the pressure is really causing trouble. It's just killing it before it can do anything. Honestly, I wonder if I should just swap this entire thing out. Like, I can just open this chamber up and design a new system. I don't see any issue with that. Let's just design a new core. Right? So we go ahead and we design an unintrium core for the reactor, which will be far more effective. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and get freeze powder just to try to stabilize. And then we're going to get our unintrium, and we're just going to put it in. Oh, we need to first decrease the pressure. Okay, once that, grab our vacuum tool and just... There we go. Fantastic. All right. So, power generation is going up for some reason. I don't really know why. I turned everything off, but okay. Here we go. Alright. This should be great. Okay, never mind. It would appear we had a little bit of a mistake. That's fine. Why is it... It shouldn't... What? We shouldn't have pressure. Don't let me just get that pressure out of there so it doesn't react. Ah! I guess it doesn't like the casing that small. So how about we just Why is the pressure just so quickly jumping back up again? Oh, are there like pumps on the corners doing that? That's fine. We'll swap the gold for a titanium shell, which should hold the pressure. Geez, imagine not having it so that it supports my random newly added element. Lame. Okay. Now I should be able to keep the pressure down. And I can. Okay, fantastic. So we need negative pressure so that it doesn't die. And then we simply add our unintrium, like so. And fantastic. Oh. Oh. Okay. So it would appear that my containment method was not quite adequate, and it did break a little bit. Where is this pressure coming from? I need to figure that out first. Portal out, portal in. Where are the pumps at? Legitimately, where are the pumps? They're hiding somewhere. I know it. Pressure display. Okay, there's high pressure there. I already know that. Is it this? It's gotta be these. Ah, it's those. Those are letting the pressure through. Okay. That's fine. Oh, shoot. A little bit late. Okay, do this again. Delete these because they're letting the pressure through. We're going to redesign this reactor to work with unintrium. It's going to be great. Okay, I have done that, and now we're going to go ahead and we're going to get the vacuum, and we're going to go... Fantastic. And same thing over here. It's still going up. I think it's just remnant pressure from everything around it, so let's just turn the pressure down in everything over here. All right, that shouldn't be coming back. I'm a little bit concerned with the fact that it is. Where is the pressure coming from? What is this, iron? Whatever, that's fine. Whatever. I can make this work. Alright, so all we have to do is put a reasonable amount of unintrium in, and just boop. There we go. It heats up. It does its thing. It melts down a little bit, and it actually kind of working. Not working. Not working. All right, but it's kind of being held. It's kind of being held in, and it's getting the reactor core running. It's certainly generating heat. I mean, the pressure's going up, and the electricity generation should go up from this. I mean, it was never reaching these temperatures before. Let me just say that. This is probably a new record. E. It is actually breaching the coolant loop now. There's molten like lava going into the cooling loop, but the pressure is really, really high. So in a way, why not microwave your PC while you're at it? Oh, it's actually leaking out of the facility now. It's a little bit sad. It's a little bit sad. Gee. Okay, I'm gonna say I don't think that this nuclear reactor is a good one to mess with. It's just too perfect. But how about messing with like a deuterium reactor? Wow, this looks really neat. Holy moly, look at this. Wow. That's really fancy. People really do make cooler things than me. No kidding. Oh my god, and look at all the controls. Oh, this is too fancy for me. Too fancy for me. How about this one? This one looks nice. Oh, I know how this one works. It just puts deuterium into here, reacts it, and then it gets the heat. Well, what if I just... Okay, I still have to control this one. Okay, so click this to turn it on. And then, all we have to do is... I think everything that needs to be on is already on. And then we just replace the center, deuterium, with unintrium. Actually, this isn't working horribly. The unintrium, if we just clone it, I think may actually be able to function as a pretty good source of heat. I mean, it's not perfect, but... It's generating heat. And look, the cooling tower is doing its thing, cooling it. It is sending... Okay, so cooling towers generally don't shoot out flames. That may be a little bit of a bad sign if your cooling tower is sending out flames. However, I'd like to say that even though it's kind of melted everything down, it's still generating power. Like, look at that beautiful 7,000 degree temperature, 8,000 degree temperature. That's pretty impressive. That is pretty impressive. I don't think you could beat it. I don't think you could. Very nice. Spike Viper. Neverlake Nuclear is quite robust. Don't worry. I fixed it. Alright, what time is it? Alright. I think this one was a bust. I think the micro-nuclear reactor, though, was video worthy. I think that this is not video worthy. But let me just say, thank you all for watching. It's been fun. Tomorrow is my last day. My last day before I move to Texas, so I'm gonna have a lot of editing to do tomorrow. I have to get a bunch of videos ready, and I hope that you guys all have a fantastic time while I'm gone. On Spike IRL, there will be videos, very exciting videos, like me IRL videos. And yeah, thank you all for watching. Leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed. If you want to support me, consider supporting me on Patreon, or just consider supporting me by watching my videos, hitting that notification bell. And next time we will include soap. Alright? Peace out.